So some people say they just want to write code, they just want to design, they don't actually care about their business meetings, they're not interested in going to the quarterly business review, they're not interested in knowing about the monthly recurring revenue of the business, the customer lifetime value. They don't care what the business dev team is actually saying about computer analysis, market research, how customers are reacting and responding to their products and stuff. They just want to focus on their epic, they just want to focus on the code they have to write or the designs they have to do, ship it, and that's all and good for them. And that's fine in most cases, unless you're actually interested in leadership. Now, if you're such a person, then please give me the next 7 minutes to give you 3 reasons why you should care about the business of your organization and how it affects your opportunity for leadership within the organization. So 1, it affects the ideas you bring to the table. So I once worked on a project that had 3x my salary as revenue impact on the business. Now, the person who presented this idea was not a product manager, was not a business dev person. Ideally, you wouldn't expect them to present an idea with so much impact. But because they had been to most of the quarterly business reviews and they had a deep understanding of our roadmap, the revenue impact, the revenue direction of the company, and what the business team was expecting, their reviews on market analysis, computer analysis and stuff, when they had a conversation with a customer and they heard the problem of the customer, they could see potential impact on the business. And that deep understanding allowed them to push through all the red tapes within the organization to get the product engineering team to prioritize working on that, which also led to how they convinced me, the engineer working on the project, to give it all my best to deliver that project. And that's one of the things people need to understand. The more you know about the business, the better your mental models to present ideas that positively impact the business, which is a key for leaders within an organization. So the second thing is that leadership requires clarity. Now, I've read Jeff Bezos' letters to stakeholders across the years, and one consistent theme across all of them is his clarity, which stems from his deep understanding of Amazon, which he's the founder of Amazon, so why shouldn't he have a deep understanding of Amazon and stuff? But this is also a consistent theme across the board from top executive at Facebook, Microsoft, Google. I especially like reading Mark Zuckerberg's letters and memos and stuff. But my point here is this: when you read them, for lack of a better word, you would be mesmerized by how they communicate, sell their ideas or the reasons or the why behind the decisions and how they expect it to impact their business positively and how they try to inspire the rest of their team and push them forward to achieve their goals. Now, even for us outsiders, bystanders, people not working at those companies, when many of us read these letters, we get very inspired. We want to see them achieve Vision Pro. We want to see them achieve MetaQuest 3. We want to see them achieve the Metaverse. We want to see them achieve all of those things. When you read people talking about OpenAI, you want to see them achieve AGI and stuff. And this is a very important thing for leaders in the organization. Now, you might be saying, hey, why? I'm not a leader. I'm not a top executive at my company. I'm just an engineer. How does this affect me? So this is the thing. When you get the opportunity to work on a project, you would be in a position where you're required to explain or sell the why behind the project to the rest of your teammates. Now, unless you want to run the kind of organization where you're just doing organ-led development and where you just tell your teammates what you want them to do, and they definitely have to do it, you have to understand why the business itself is moving this direction. And there are certain times where, as leads of your team, you have to tell a teammate or you have to tell a colleague that they need to stop working on the project that they have invested time in and switch to this other project because of XYZ reason. The deeper your understanding of the business and the mechanism of your business, the easier it is for you to inspire your teammates to take the right direction. The easier it is for you to sell the reasons behind the business decisions, and the easier it is for you to be able to help them whenever they're facing tough situations where they have to abandon something that they've invested their time in to take a new direction. The easier it is for you to convince them and to show them the reason why that new direction is the best direction for the business, and in so doing for their career at large. All right, so totally it influences your growth. Now, I'm going to approach this from 2 sides. So one side from a leader in an organization and from another side from a non-leader in an organization. Now, as a software engineer, especially when I was still junior and mid-level, I would see lead, senior architecture engineers and stuff like that working on experiments 6 times down the line. So I'll get a project that I'm supposed to work on, and there would already be like this document of an experiment that a software architecture engineer, a distinguished engineer, or a principal engineer had already done. And they had done several experiments using several libraries and stuff like that. And all I need to do is just pick one based on all the pros and cons. And certain times they actually even suggest the right one to use. And all I'm supposed to do is just build out from their experiment and make their experiment more fleshed out. Now, it is because of their deep understanding of the business. It's because they understand what the business is going to be doing in the next 3 years, in the next 2 years, in the next 6 months, in the next 7 months, whatever the case may be. And because of their position within the organization, they can invest some time to build based on that foresight. Now, as a person who is now growing to become a principal engineer, who is growing to become a staff engineer, I now understand that I need to stay in business meetings. I need to stay in meetings where you're talking about competitor analysis and where you're mentioning our competitors, so that I can go online, go read the engineering blog of those competitors, see what those guys are doing, see some of the features that they're offering to customers, and start forecasting some of the changes we need to make within our infrastructure, within our products to be able to achieve that. And also now I'm not diving into the second part of how I said I was going to handle this. As even a mid-level engineer, it allows you to grow ahead of the company. It allows you to ensure that you're in a position where you're growing ahead of the requirement of the business. Because when you start seeing your top executives start talking about AI integrations and stuff, you know that it's time for you to start investing time in understanding Python or looking at OpenAI documentation, experimenting and stuff with it. If you're in UX research, as you start seeing the business team start saying, okay, so we are considering going into this, pivoting into this in the next couple of months, you can start researching, start seeing how people within their space are doing their UX stuff, and you can start doing UX research ahead of time. Now, this is why it's important for you to have a deep understanding of your business, because it affects your career growth. As a leader, forecasting and ensuring that your team has all the resources they need ahead of time. And as a member of the team, forecasting and ensuring that you are equipped and you're trained and you're upskilling ahead of the requirements of your business based on the analysis of the business development team within your organization. All right, friend, am I every day? I really hope this video has been helpful for you. If it has, share with a friend. See you next time.